Welcome everybody to Saturday, Bitcoin Live with me, Shankar, not in his usual Green Earth role, but today we're going to talk about 10 coins. But before we do that, we're also going to ask you to introduce yourself to the public, Shankar, because most people know you from the Green Earth project, which is massive. I actually got to know you through Kaafila, which is also another crypto project that you helped develop. But you're also a professional trader. You're also an AI researcher. That's also what we're going to touch upon with Amxsys. So can you give people sort of a feel of your background, because it's very extensive?
Hi, Nick. First of all, happy to be here with you. Our first call of the new year on your channel with me. And so wishing everyone who is watching this a very happy new year. And I wish you all good health, because once health is in place, we can do a lot on our own. So I wish you all good health, and I wish you all success in all your efforts. And this is going to be a very interesting and positive year overall by the setup. So my single message to everyone who's watching is that make some goals and go all out for it this year, because this is a year of turnaround here for everyone. Okay.
It sounds good. The year of the dragon.
Yeah. Yes. And so about me, I have a keen interest in software, and I did my first AI program in 1995, 96. So it's really long back. And so in my engineering university. Since then, I have been involved in software and also in financial markets, investing, trading. Started as an investor and moved further into trading. And software and trading go really well together. And it's where the AI into the trading systems came. So I have a keen interest in understanding how markets work. That's an area of study as well. Study markets over different time frames, different periods, different types of assets. So using all of that, I created Amxsys, which is an AI trading system. Amxsys stands for Advanced Multi-Asset System. So basically, the system which tracks multiple assets, including crypto, commodities, equities, indices, and then tries to see what's happening relative to them and suggests useful trades to investors and traders. So that's one. And overall, yes, I have also been involved with crypto since 2015 when the Mt. Gox incident happened in Bitcoin. And so I've been watching and following crypto for a while compared to many people, and also been involved in developing two projects, as you mentioned in the beginning. One is the Kaafila project, which is dedicated for education, free education to be more precise, and we're working on that, and we'll see some big moves on that this year based on the work so far. Kaafila is about virtual education and metaverse. And then we have the Green Earth project, which we have been talking every month in the last 1 year on your channel. And the Green Earth is dedicated to authenticity and transparency in the global food supply chain and natural products. But those are separate. In this particular call, we're going to focus on 10 cryptos that are available in front of everyone, and we have divided them into two groups. We'll see them. And so this is my analysis. So this call is about analysis of the crypto market and the leading 10 cryptos from how we see in as financial market research that we do within Amxsys. So what you're seeing and what I will be sharing is what our system is showing to us, and I'll be happy to share that with all of you.
And before we do that, I want to mention that first, this is not financial or investing advice. We always
we're coming to that. Yeah, disclaimer slide is there.
Yeah, and the second thing, all the projects that you mentioned will link down below in the YouTube video. So if you want to check out on Kaafila or Green Earth blockchain token, check out the YouTube video where we link it all. But this is about Amxsys and about 10 coins. So we're really excited about that. Let's dive into it.
Let's go. So yeah, that's the Amxsys, as I said, stands for Advanced Multi-Asset System. That's an AI system that we have developed. Its core is on NASDAQ futures. That's the starting point. It started from there, and it has also done extremely well with crypto, Bitcoin, etc. All of them, and we'll cover 10 which Amxsys tracks carefully. So let's go ahead. The next slide is important. This is the disclaimer slide, essential for all this that we do. This presentation shares our market research and technical analysis, and this presentation is not investment advice. Uh, Forward-looking statements and projections in this presentation are obviously not guarantees or assurances of any type. We talk about targets, support levels, etc. Those things can change in real time. So, and keep in mind that in all these blockchain and crypto projects, technology and market risk are constantly involved, and things do get impacted with these kind of risks. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go
and
ahead.
crypto is full in development, so there's never a
Yeah,
boring day in crypto.
it's a lot of development work. Correct. So
So yeah,
what we are
we got
doing
two
is,
groups.
yeah, we will cover 10 coins, as we said, 10 cryptos, and we have divided them into two groups. This is exactly how we see within Amxsys as well. Group one, which we call as truly decentralized, which are coins, tokens without any ownership, single ownership or single point of ownership, which if you see it in a different way, single point of failure. Okay,
Yeah,
so therefore that's extremely important, and and the way the system is constructed, it gives very high weight to this do truly decentralized projects, because there the projects are executing their vision using a community of developers, and there is no single point that can be taken down by governments. Very strong feature. Group two is projects which have individuals leading them, and companies. They are essentially set up as companies, foundations or companies, and they have individuals working in various, the CEOs, COOs, whatever roles. And therefore, these projects have risk involved in them, because their companies and their owners and their executives can be taken down. And not just taken down, they can also be heavily penalized by governments, because you have a name and an address, so you can go after somebody. Okay.
and I have to.
And that we saw recently in the case of Binance also, which was the largest of the projects in market cap. Among in this group, the largest market cap was with Binance, and we saw with CZ as well. So what we know is that this list of five, they are good quality projects. That's why we selected them. They're high quality projects. They're all doing good work, and they all have good potential, but they all have that project specific risk, which is a high risk. It
To
doesn't
the
play out all the time, but it can play out.
to the viewers watching, because we also have a really big Digibyte contingent. They're missing in this list, but this is the list of Amxsys. So
Yeah,
we're gonna stick to the Amxsys list.
yeah. This is how we see it. So when I see
Yeah,
crypto industry, I see this is a list that we track.
yeah.
Okay.
So let's get
So
into
let's
it.
go. Yeah. So let's see the next one. So this is the Bitcoin weekly chart log basis. Just a quick summary here. Note that all these charts that we will share, 10 charts, they're all log charts, and they're weekly and they're on log basis. So in crypto, the swings are quite high, because it's a very early stage asset class. So the adoption is still in early stages. Bitcoin is still advanced in adoption, but the other projects are still much lower in adoption. So the number of people who are constantly there or who are full-time supporters is less. So the swings between adoption and dejection, hope and loss of hope are very fast, and therefore we will see wide swings that we don't see, let's say in Nasdaq or gold. But this is see in crypto, because it's an early stage class, and people are still discovering how it will evolve. So log charts, weekly charts give a very good picture, and hence I've used that. And I've used 25 period simple moving average as the black line that you will see. Same on all the charts. 25 weeks approximately represents about 6 months of time frame. Okay, so that's the reason why we use that to get a sense. 2 quarters, 6 months of moving average, and gives a very good idea of what the market is doing. So now with that as a background, which is common on all the slides,
Yeah,
BTC has taken a correction in 2000 after making a high of around 65K, made a low of around 15.5, 16K in November, December last year. A very strong bottom was prepared. And at that point, we weren't sure whether it will take a fresh low towards 12K, because the setup was also indicating that, or whether it will recover from there. Whatever the move was going to be big. That was clear to the system, but the direction was not known. So once it recovered upwards and came above the 25 period moving average that we track, it was evident that the near term weakness was over, and that was a strong buying point from around 20K. And lots of tweets I had made around that time that stay long above 20K, because that visibility was now coming in the picture. So, so that's observed in this. Those who are observing that, even though in 2022 we had a slight recovery, the prices never really managed to cross the 25 period moving average. So that's why we find this period average quite useful for crypto, the 6 month average. So it gets you in the long side exactly when the market is actually moving. Okay, so that's very
Yeah.
useful. And so currently the levels that we have for BTC, and these specific levels I'm sharing specifically for BTC because that will help the overall market view as well. Our major target, which has not changed in the last 2 years, is 100K and 125K. In
Nice.
fact, 125K is our main target, and that will come. I have zero doubt about that. Okay, and 100K and 125 will come in the same single move. When BTC goes to 100K, it won't just stop at 100K. It will also hit 125K. So
And
that's the target.
Shankar, are these sort of conservative estimates, or is it it can swing higher or lower, or how do you view that?
No, the way to see it is that these are the targets as of now. When it
Okay.
goes there, at that point, it will be seen afresh what happens from here. Then,
Yeah.
at that point, so at this point, the system is seeing till there.
Yeah.
We are seeing till there. After that, it may. It's like the Bitcoin journey does not end there. But at that point, based on the technical parameters, we may say at this point, it may go back to 50, 60K, or it may go
And,
higher to 200K. So we don't know that at this point.
one sort of question, and I think you'll dismiss it out of hand, but there's a lot of talk about the ETFs. I mean, if you're in crypto Twitter, it's the daily talk. And then there's two parties. One party says just look at the graph, and it tells you all the chart. And then there's another group who says like the price, it's not priced in the ETF. I think you're part of the first group, but how would you answer the second group?
I mean, I didn't get the question that regarding the ETF. Just say it again.
Oh, well, in crypto Twitter, there's this talk about the ETFs, which are
Yeah, yeah.
about to launch.
Bitcoin ETFs. Yeah.
Is it priced in or isn't it priced in?
Okay, okay. Now I understood. Now, uh, uh, according to me, some of it obviously market discounts. Discounts means it's priced in.
Yeah,
The recovery happening in the recent, there is some expectation that something will come, but the thing to keep in mind is that when those ETFs starts coming, uh, then they will have to create their corpus of bitcoins to run their ETF. Okay, so there
mhm.
will be fresh buying for sure, and so the answer is that some of these potential possibilities are in the price, but not all of it. For sure, whenever these, let's say, new ETFs come, they will have to buy Bitcoin to run their ETF, and the prices may go higher. But the key driver of up move of Bitcoin this year is not those ETFs. It is the halving event, which is material and real. So we should completely not focus on the Bitcoin ETF news. It is a distraction in my mind. The real update is that the halving is there this year, and that's a always the event makes it harder, doubles the complexity of mining to be exact, and hence
Yeah.
the supplies reduce, so incremental supplies reduce, and therefore the prices become more hard or more, let's say, they tend to move higher because the
Yeah.
miners have to spend literally double the effort to mine the incremental BTC. So they will also price it higher. The prices are also coming from the miners, right?
Yeah.
The miner will only sell at cost plus profit. So the
Yeah.
mining effort goes up. So Bitcoin will also find higher prices. That's that's the original white paper plan, and it's working out currently exactly like that.
May
So
I
I would
ask
say that I
one
would say that
related?
one should not look at ETFs too much. ETFs, whenever they happen, that's good. But one should look at the halving event. That's a big one. And also the 2024 year, which is a US election year, which
Yeah.
will have volatility. And that
Yeah.
volatility will also flow into BTC.
Yeah.
So
And
uh,
then
you can get corrections. Yeah.
and you could also say, like, in an election year, they don't want the market to go down. So usually they also provide extra liquidity in the market to, give the election, the re-election, a better chance. If you're,
Uh, yeah, I mean, these are all, yeah, one could argue that it could be like that, but I
yeah,
would say that just the historical data is of last several decades is supporting that the election year has a positive outcome in terms of equity market. It doesn't have a major crash. Let's put it that way. The rise is subjective of as how much we'll get. That could be a tailwind or positive for the market in crypto as well. That we may have a positive year, and even otherwise, just Bitcoin itself, the halving year is usually associated with superior pricing and strength, and also it leads to higher prices in Bitcoin, and that will also help the other leading altcoins to perform well. So that's the whole model we should focus on. And yeah,
may I ask one more related
yeah,
question?
yeah, yeah,
So this we see these higher lows and higher highs since December last year.
yeah.
Which looks really positive. Is this retail driven or is it institutional driven?
Uh, it's everyone, right? Bitcoin has increasing amount of larger investors coming, both institutional investors as well as large family offices with large corpus. Those family offices who will have millions of dollars, sometimes billions, they didn't participate in Bitcoin earlier because it was too new for them. They didn't understand. But now they're beginning to understand as leading banks also are adopting. So some of them don't have any exposure or ownership of Bitcoin. So even if they come with a small capital, they are like mini institutions in themselves. So overall, you will say that the adoption is increasing in all adoption is increasing in all types of investors. It's not just one group.
Yeah. And the 125K that you mentioned, is that this year or is that next year?
No, the timing is not fixed.
Okay, it
Because
was worth a try.
if I could tell the time and the price target, then that becomes a completely different equation, which is very difficult to say. But I would say, given the halving this year, the probability, and that's the right word, the probability of hitting that 100K, 125K is high between now and next December 2025.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Because the
let's go to
two-year
the next
period, the 2 year period is a setup which is very strong. So it should go there. But if it doesn't go there, it will go later. But it is going to go there.
one. Okay.
Yeah. Next is LTC. Okay, Litecoin. So Litecoin 65 is the current price, and uh, therefore uh, we think that Litecoin is, as you see, this is a completely decentralized project, no owners, managers, etc. So the price moves really like a commodity price, as if it's some metal, gold, silver, whatever. So this is Litecoin has been taking good support at these 40, 50, 60 levels, and the Bitcoin halving year also will give stability to Litecoin prices, and we do expect Litecoin to at least test 100 or 125 in this year. That's what I just tweeted earlier today. So that's in public domain now. So Litecoin at 65, our system is seeing targets of 100 to 125 in this calendar year.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
Yeah,
just go
that's
back to the
really
BTC slide. I want to tell
yes.
one more thing there. Yeah, in BTC, the super support is at 16K. Okay, so for example, something really goes wrong this year, lots of calamity happens, earthquakes, bombs, whatever. 16K is where we see support coming, and that should be used, can be used for buying. 16K looks far from here, but in crypto, things move very fast. In markets in general, things move very fast if negative news flow continues. However, in the absence of such drastic negative news, the usual corrections, the support is currently between 31K and 34K. So
Hmm.
30K should hold even in the current mode of corrections, if whatever we have, because we are entering and moving towards the halving. Regular market work, regular corrections won't take it below 30K. That's our view. And 16K will come if any drastic negative events play out. Okay. And the next immediate target for, let's say, traders or investors is between 47K and 51K, which
Ah,
is,
okay.
those are the targets that the system is seeing now, as in between now and the halving.
And the halving is in
Okay.
April this year for the people who don't
April,
know.
or I would say the system is seeing as H1. H1, that's how we will see by
Okay.
June ending. It's possible 47, 51. But these are the trading kind of targets. But if somebody is investing with a view of, in crypto, you see things always fluctuate a lot, so one should always take a long term view, use corrections to buy. That has worked consistently for almost everyone, to buy on corrections, sharper corrections, especially in BTC or other decentralized projects, and then inevitably wait for 6 12 months, or sometimes in the last crypto winter it took longer. But see, prices are coming back, new highs also will come. Yeah.
Yeah. Then this is
Now
the
let's go
Litecoin.
to Litecoin. Litecoin will have more work to do. So Litecoin, we will see how it performs after 125, 150K. That's the level where resistance has come again and again. Means people are selling Litecoin around that level. Something else has to happen to take it forward. But as of now, it does present a good risk reward, as in it's at a support level. So the downside is very limited in Litecoin, unlike in Bitcoin. So therefore the upside is very meaningful and usable.
Okay.
Yeah.
To the next
Next,
chart. Yeah.
yeah. Next is our favorite, Dogecoin. Okay. And so this is a very impressive chart. If you see in terms of strength, this is the strongest of the last three charts between BTC, LTC, and Doge. This is a strong chart. What it's showing is, and keep in mind, this is a log chart. Otherwise, people who have actually seen or lived through the last 2 years of crypto winter, 2.5 years in Dogecoin, the high was at 72 cents. It fell
Yeah.
all the way to around 50, below 50 cents, below 5 cents, sorry. Okay, so from 72 cents to below 5 cents, almost, yeah, so quite a bit of correction from 70 to 5. And we know
Yes.
many people who have had that. But when we see the log chart, we get the picture more clear that all this is still a small correction in the overall rise that the Dogecoin has experienced in the previous up move. And this is, if you study the entire life history of Dogecoin, which we have done, this is very regular move for Dogecoin to do a 20 cents and then come back to 5 cents. This is very regular move for Doge. So we should not get stressed, because the log chart, as you see, it's come from way below levels. Does it
Yeah.
mean that it will take off again? It will take its own time to do the up move. It may go a bit lower as well to clear out more people and get new strong hands. But there is a strong upside here. We do see a test of $1 in this.
Yeah, because when you look at this chart, or when I look at this chart, and I'm not in any way an experienced trader, I have way too little time to trade, sadly enough. But what catches my eye is 21. The year 21 was a very good year for Dogecoin.
Yes, yeah,
Um, And I think many people are wondering when they look at this chart, are we going to see something like that again, or is this like a
Uh,
one-off?
Answer is yes. We will see something like that again.
Wow. Well, that's
Uh,
very
the, uh,
possible.
the magnitude will vary, but
Hmm.
we will see something like that again. And that's why I keep saying in various calls that hold Dogecoin, because I can assure you that most people will not be able to get it when it starts moving, because it moves really fast.
Yeah,
Those
that's another
vertical
thing.
moves on a log chart. So once it starts moving from five or 10 cents to 50 cents, it will be in a week. And
Yeah,
then most people will not be able to get in, or they will hesitate to get in, thinking maybe it will come down, and then it will do another. And those charts are, see, the main point of this call, if you want to benefit from this, is that this chart of Dogecoin is not only on this time frame. This chart has been repeating in its entire lifetime. This, it's called a step function, where it
yeah,
goes up significantly, consolidates for a long duration, sometimes 2 3 4 years, and then makes the next move. So people who are impatient, they get out on
yeah,
the corrections, and then those who are holding will get the benefit. The correction is quite drastic. If you think in terms of the price correction from a high of 70 cents to a low of 5 cents, it's quite
yeah,
drastic, but it's not visible in the chart because it has come from such superior, super low levels.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
that's the benefit here. You have to, if you want those kind of gains, you have to be willing to hold this. That's the only way.
Yeah, because one of the things with the log chart for the people who don't know is that you can actually see those little jumps are actually really big jumps when you zoom
Hmm.
in on those
Yeah.
particular parts. But they look like insignificant in the bigger picture, of course, but they're
Yeah,
huge.
but those are the ones which have really created
Yeah.
serious wealth for the crypto owners, those big
And I
moves.
can very vividly remember 2021 when Doggy started jumping, and you're almost in disbelief when it happens because it happens so
Hmm.
quickly, and you think like, oh,
Yes,
this is not natural. It has to correct downward, and then it just keeps going, and before you know it, you lost it, and yeah,
and
and then
and I think one simple way for all the audience in this call is that just use that 25 SMA on your chart. If it's above that, you should not be out of it. You should be with it. Currently, it is above that line, as you can see. So currently, one should be with it. If one wants to play very safe, or really time it hard, then one can be out of Dogi when it is below and come back in when it is above. But one has to do it diligently.
so where is support?
In this case, as you can see, that 5 cents and 4 cents and 3 cents are very strong support. So we are at the supports.
Yeah.
We have tested
Okay.
all the supports. 5 cents is a very strong support.
And where do you see it go?
$1 minimum.
Wow,
Mm.
that's nice.
Basically, a new high, and actually, if we take the exact, if we take the chart in a full way, then the price of Dogi is going to also hit $2 or $3. But
Oh, wow.
so that's the kind of targets they're on. Uh, but I would say one is what we are clearly seeing. But
Yeah.
those who are holding larger amounts, or then they should definitely keep some amount for higher levels like 2 or 3.
And it bears repeating, these are not guarantees. This is
Of
just,
course not. I
no.
mean, we can even see if the thing is that if, for example, some very large uh, technology risk plays out, or
Yeah,
some political risk plays out, then people will have to come out of these, and then who will buy them? So the prices will come back, and we may even see those deep lows again.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's part of any software or any project. Any project. The
yeah.
software technology projects have even higher risk.
Yeah, it's like buying Amazon in the stock, the dot-com bust, right? When the dot-com bubble
Yeah.
busted. Yeah, it's a crazy charts.
But I would say that in terms of strength, the Dogi chart has strength, and one should appreciate that it shows us that it has no owner or no single entity to control its prices or keep finances arranged for buying it at lower levels. It's just individuals here, or some companies, including companies. But people have had have been holding this and buying it. The 5 cent support is really strong, visible also as well. So
Yeah.
therefore, this is a very interesting and the adoption. I think that's a important thing to remember. The adoption of Togi is increasing worldwide as per our study, and that's a positive fundamental update. So that should
Yeah.
also help in this next move.
And many people associate Dogecoin with Elon Musk. So basically, you're saying that is unjustified. He's just one of the people who's holding
Oh yes,
Doge.
he in fact, he may be a very low holder in terms of yeah,
Interesting.
the yeah.
Very interesting.
Hmm.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Uh, the next is ETH, Ethereum. So we did the three Bitcoin chain product coins, and now we're in Ethereum, second in market cap. And Ethereum also has done a very good move, uh, and it's it has been consolidating. And in the year 2022, I remember the low that it made around 880. I was there on Twitter at that time, so I actually made a tweet that buy here for recovery to at least 1500, which came almost within 4 or 5 weeks from there. But it has been consolidating all along. The target was 2100, 2200, which has also come. And as you can see, Ethereum has been stabilizing and moving above our support lines, and it's actually poised to go higher to making new highs. So uh, Ethereum also is very strong. Setup is good, and it is also capable of giving significantly new highs. How much is difficult to say, but system is clearly seeing new highs of 5000 plus on
So
Ethereum as well.
yeah, I know some people would be very happy with that news. I actually bought my Ethereum when it was below 100, but I also spent a lot on gas fees and
That's a
NFTs.
problem, but yeah, so those things are being worked out by the project. They are aware, right, that it's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah,
big drag, and they cannot survive with that kind of thing. So things are being improved. This Ethereum
yeah,
scaling solutions are there. There's an entire industry which is developing or layer two solutions, layer three solutions
yeah,
to scale. So, but Ethereum, yes, it is a decentralized project. Is doing a very significant work of smart contracts and the leader in that entire segment. So we do see up move here. This is a
yeah.
good project, fundamentally good project. It's fundamentally good project, useful project, and decentralized. So there are multiple things working for in its favor, and Ethereum absolutely will cross 5000 in the next rally. It will go much higher. People should just hold, and if I have to r- just stay above those 25 SMA lines, you will ride the entire wave wherever it goes.
Yeah, and some people might be surprised that you put it in the decentralized camp because it's so much associated with Vitalik and the Ethereum Foundation.
But they
So what?
look at their shares. Yeah, they're yeah, it's decentralized. They're Vitalik has very less of Ethereum, right? It's actually with a very wide base of users. Yeah, it's decentralized. It cannot be taken out.
Yeah, yeah, and it's become more deflationary with the new updates that they passed. I
Hmm.
think last year mostly.
Yeah,
So
we
that's
will have
also
we will have a lot more updates. I track Ethereum as well. We will have a lot of updates, positive ones on this one.
yeah,
But as always, it's a blockchain project which is evolving, so risk will be high. Keep watching, and below 1000 is the risk is very high.
okay.
So
That's
1000 is like a stop loss. Yeah.
and you know you are also very much in layer ones, different kind of layer ones. There's a lot of competition for Ethereum out there. Does it have any effect on the price, or does it have no effect?
No, Ethereum has its own, like BTC has its own large base of users. So Ethereum also keeps evolving, advancing. So I would say that it has its own foundation and strength. So it will advance. It may have some with other projects also. Obviously, it may have some let's say some resistance, but overall, yes, it should do well.
Okay, then let's go to the next chart.
Next is
That
SHIB, our
yeah.
favorite.
So yeah, many
And
people will be surprised that you included
oh
that
yeah,
one.
SHIB. Yeah, and SHIB is also decentralized. We have no single point of ownership and hence no single point of failure. But what we know from data is that SHIB is also owned heavily by the Ethereum whales. So there is a strong correlation between Ethereum and SHIB.
I noticed.
And because they so the and those Ethereum whales are Ethereum whales for a reason. They have lots of Ethereum, and Ethereum has been holding, moving higher. So the one thing that keep in mind is that whenever the Ethereum rally happens, you will see spectacular movements in SHIB as well, almost like a leveraged version of Ethereum.
So, do
Okay,
you have any idea why those whales are so into SHIB?
say again.
Why those Ethereum whales are so much into Shiba Inu?
Uh, why is difficult to answer, but they are is the fact. Okay,
Okay.
and so yes, so this is so what it tells us is that the what it does tell from my studies is that Shiba Inu project had a significant role by the Ethereum whales and probably even Vitalik in its foundation as a project. So there is some correlation there between the very large whales of Ethereum and the origin of SHIB in the first place. And it has because to carry out a project with the level and magnitude of SHIB is not easy. It's a very large project and yet decentralized. So it was seeded and funded in a good way, and Ethereum did that, I think. And that's why the whales, Ethereum whales, have those SHIB. And it's a very interesting project, the one which has the, let's say, the widest canvas compared to other projects. Many things are possible. The community is very good. I've been one of the earliest members in the SHIB community, and it is evolving. New products are coming. They're trying to increase adoption, but overall, the SHIB will surprise everybody. I know that. I believe that.
I think so too. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
and
often mention it to people, and then they think
hmm.
like I'm crazy.
But that's the part, right? That's it should be like that. If you otherwise they'll all be in it, right? So as of now, they are not there, and the
Yeah,
price of the SHIB chart is very interesting. It had a almost like a doggy kind of up move on the launch,
yeah,
and then it has corrected in the crypto winter. You see, the correction is very severe from a
yeah.
high of nearly the 9 level. It has come down to, it basically lost 90 to 95% in this crypto winter, 90% for sure. And I have seen that, and it stabilized at this level, and is now again up above our support lines. So this is a place to always hold SHIB. Again, the moves here will be very fast, very difficult to catch. So one has to hold them unless one is trading them on a week to week basis. That's a different game. But if one wants to have it for the bigger move, we do see SHIB retesting its highs and surpassing them.
And what surpassing them? So
Hmm.
that it will pass that big peak in what is it,
Yes,
2000?
yes, it should.
Wow,
Hmm.
easily or
Because it is linked. See, the bullish view on SHIB also comes from the bullish view of Ethereum. It's a like that.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
the Ethereum has a very bullish view in a
yeah,
longer view. So in this coming year, so SHIB when its setup is good because whoever has to sell has already sold. So this will,
yeah,
so now at this point when the a decentralized project like SHIB, the people who are holding them are the ones who have no desire to sell and are actually probably the deepest or the strongest holders. They will not let go easily once the prices go. So a lot of people who have exited SHIB will come back, and it also has a very high trading momentum once it takes off, almost like Dogi and LTC. So we will see that. But yeah, this project is constructed in a different way. If you study that, it's not a regular project, so therefore it will have very irregular outcomes as well.
yeah. Well, this will surprise many people, and it will make many long-term holders probably very happy at some point. So I'm a Ship and Doggy fan, but yeah, the corrections have been brutal. I have to say, like if you
Yes,
can't stand
90%. Yeah,
correctors,
yeah.
then
All of them have corrected around 90% the entire
yeah,
market in the last 2 years, 2020 to 23, crypto winter as we call it, you know. So it has
yeah,
taken a 90% correction. Many people I know haven't seen their portfolios in a while because it's all down. But that's the nature of the market. It's still very early stage, and
yeah,
in very early stage it will be like that. But the thing is that the five projects which we have covered as decentralized, these have the strength of longevity because they are decentralized, and that's why I feel confident these five projects will not die. They will come back and go high. Is the
wow,
private projects where the risk is there because things may not play out, founders may become unwell, project may have some other
regulation,
risk play out, funding risk, all kinds of risks come out, like a company, stock. These
yeah.
so these are like commodities here, like gold will not die, silver will not die, titanium will not die, whereas stocks can die.
Okay, let's go to the second group.
Yeah, second group starts with Binance, BNB, and as you can see, the chart is very bullish. And BNB also had the same, like the Dogi period. BNB also ran up from, I remember, from 15 levels all the way to some 700 levels. So big move there, and it has held on that. Whereas when we experienced that last 2 year period, it has done from about 700 to 200 levels. I saw 200 as well. So it's done a big correction there, but on the log chart it doesn't show. But it's mostly holding that 200 level consistently, and even despite all the negativity that happened,
Yeah,
CZ, it has actually started to move up. So I think that was also getting priced in. But overall, it's the leading exchange in the crypto industry. Then the
and you don't
significant
see that
large, yeah, the
you
significant
don't see
large liquidity here. Say again?
you don't see that change in the near future that Binance would sort of lose its position in the crypto market.
But this is difficult to say all these things. That's why,
Yeah,
right? This is now we are no more in the now we are no more in the realm of decentralized strong foundation projects. These are companies now. So
yeah,
here, see what happened with FTX. I mean,
yeah,
nobody could predict that, right? It just comes,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's the point here. FTX. We saw what all we last year. We have seen collapse of FTX. Before that, we saw another exchange go down. So multiple exchanges, not just one last year.
true.
Small exchanges, large exchanges, then projects also suddenly go down. So, and it's like a literal vertical fall that happens in these crypto projects when they go. So, very
Yeah,
difficult to say. So, the rule here, the thumb rule that comes from years of multiple investors' experience is that no private project or private project should ever have allocation more than 10% of the total crypto portfolio. So, suppose somebody has $100 of capital in crypto, one project should have max 10%, a private project 10% of the total investment. Let's put it that way, not just crypto but total investment, so that 10% is the max risk that you would take on any one project. And I think
yeah,
that's more than enough, because
yeah,
each of them has a very real risk of, so if one is having $100 of investment, 10 dollars is what can go into BNB
yeah. Spread your
max.
risk and diversify.
Yeah, yes, it's very critical,
Yeah,
because they all have various kinds of risks.
yeah.
BNB, just to reiterate, BNB is a well managed project, well managed. Everything is in the ecosystem is good. It is the leader, like Amazon and its in e-commerce industry. So here it is a leader here, and the recovery of the crypto market, let's say this year, next year, will also show in the prices here, because their incomes also will rise here.
So where do you see Binance go, or BNB, I should say, if it comes to
It can go back to 1,000 level.
so?
Yeah,
Wow.
it can go there, but always keep in mind that 200 is the absolute stop loss. We should not be in this. 200 is stop loss in every
Okay.
case. Yeah, because this is a project.
Yeah, it might come into free fall if it.
Yes. After
Yes.
that, yeah, then it can go all the way back wherever.
Okay, let's go to the
Then
next one.
Next one is Cardano, ADA, as we all know. Uh,
Yeah.
the log chart itself has a correction which looks visible. So imagine how it will be in the non-log chart. And I can tell you, Cardano fell from $3 to 3.30 cents. In fact, 20 cents. I remember 25 cents, 30 cents. 30 cents I remember very clearly. Okay. So from $3 to 30 cents is like 90% correction. So we have had that. But the Amxsys system sees Cardano as a very controlled correction, very bullish setup. And that's why it's one of our, we like the project also, but we also like the chart. The system, Amxsys doesn't understand the project, but understand the chart and the entire pattern setup here. This is a very strong pattern here. And even though it's now looking negative in the short term, but assuming that this project does not falter or fail, the highs of $3 will come back again.
Yeah, and now for the people who are watching, I'll link the video that we did on Amxsys to do a deep dive there. We won't do it here, but it's this very advanced AI trading algorithm that you've developed that we're basing this on.
Yes, it basically the system is looking at patterns that have been seen again and again over the last 120 years in markets. And this is the Cardano pattern is a very proven regular pattern. If the project is good, it's going to go back to the highs and cross them.
Nice.
So the project is good if it survives. So the only risk here is assuming that the project has some failure,
yeah,
founder leave. The project failures can be various, right? Regulatory hurdles, founders leaving, or some major hack in the project itself, which completely takes out people from there in the community. That those kind of things are very real. But assuming that some drastic negatives don't happen and the project moves forward in its vision, we believe they will. This will again then go up. This is a good project overall. Setup is good, project is good.
so the highs are above $3, I guess, and where's
Yeah,
the
it should go and retest that, and then it can go higher. But that's where the resistance will come again. So we will have to see then.
and below what is it, 30 cents? You have to watch out. 35.
In the case of Cardano, yes. See, Cardano is yes. I would say that yes. One should, if one is taking 20 cents, should be stop loss, because 3 was not really the lowest low, but 20 cents should be the low. I think below 20 cents, one if one is really looking to cut the 20 cents, I would say that even if one is interested to really watch out, even 10 cents is a good place to keep stop loss if one has to give some tolerance, because it can still go to 10 and come back and make 3.
Okay. Well, then let's go to the next one. Matic.
So just to re-emphasize, the Cardano chart has a lot of resilience in it. Okay, that previous chart, Cardano, ADA, it will not give up easily. Even if it falls, it will come back. That pattern is that.
It's a very strong pattern.
Yes, the pattern is very strong, and it's very strongly geared to go back to 3.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good.
Yeah.
I know some Cardano holders, so they should
Yeah,
be
yeah,
very happy.
yeah. I know several of them.
Yeah,
So they're
I'm
also watching.
more allocated on the Cardano, so
Yeah, yeah. And
maybe I
next
should check.
is yeah. Well, it's a good project. It has its own ups and downs, but it's worth tracking. And
I
next
do
is
like.
Matic.
Yeah.
Next is Matic. Matic is a project that we have actually worked with in Kaafila project. Kaafila project got a couple of grants from Matic as well last year, and for development of metaverse. So I know, and we have worked with their team members. Matic is a very good project. It's being executed very well, and Matic also partnered with OpenSea to create the WETH, the wrapped DTH, which really took off well in the OpenSea NFT space, because it had very low transaction, near zero transaction fees compared to ETH. So, so Polygon as a team is very good. We see them and regularly. The team is good. The work is good, and Polygon also got a lot of, I think, 400 million plus investment from Goldman Sachs, Sequoia, a lot of large investors.
Yeah.
Yes, so that has taken the price up, and the price has mostly been stable around this 80 cents, $1, 80 cents, and lows of around 50 cents, 60, 50, 60
Yeah,
cents. It's been stable in this band. As you can see, very similar to almost like the Binance chart we saw.
yeah,
And this again tells us that many of those large investors haven't sold yet, and otherwise the price couldn't hold. So they have been patiently waiting for this crypto winter to play out. Even though the prices did correct a lot, even in the case of Polygon or Matic as we call it, the prices have corrected from about $2 to 50 cents or 30 cents at the lowest. So still a sizable correction. And if you take an average of 50 cents as well, from $2 to 50 cents is still a strong correction,
yeah.
75% correction. That's common. In fact, across the pack, the corrections have been between 80 to 95% in the last 2 years. But they also present an opportunity to rebuild and grow. In the case of Matic, they are in the Ethereum scaling solutions, as well as they are doing some other work. Fundamentally good project. A lot of active work by team members that we ourselves have seen. So we like this project. It's useful and it's doing the good work. So here also we can, it's at like easily new highs. Uh, at least we can almost say double of the previous high. So even $4 is possible in Matic.
Nice. Yeah, I know
Hmm.
some major Matic bulls.
Hmm.
So
So this is a
I
good project.
yeah,
Just to say that all the 10 projects that are there here, they are in the they have been shortlisted by the system specifically because each of them has uh, a significantly higher probability of upside than downside, and that's why they are there in the shortlist. So every one of them has an upside, which is of higher probability. Otherwise, they
interesting.
wouldn't come in the shortlist.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go to the
Next,
next one.
next is Chainlink.
Chainlink.
Yeah, Link has been a favorite for the system for a while,
Yeah,
and it has seen all these upsides that we saw from 2020 onwards. And as you can see in this chart, had a very strong long period of consolidation at the $5 level, $6 level, and now it has done a double from there this year in 2023. And this project is also very useful. It is doing interesting work, and the system is clearly the base that it has formed. Okay, the Chainlink base at 5 and 6 that has a very strong foundation to go back to 50 level.
yeah, yeah. That was a nice run. I've always been a big fan of Chainlink, the Oracle system,
Uh, yeah,
and I experienced that run to 50, which was 55 actually, which was really
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we should see that 50-55 again without the foundation is there now. So I would say that Chainlink presents a foundation as well as uh, an up move which has started, and it may have some corrections, but it may continue to move up gradually.
okay, so watch out
So
for
the
those
proper,
corrections.
yeah, the in Chainlink the chart has been very interesting from the past. That the rallies are never like the Dogi or SHIB rallies. It has a more regular behavior in terms of up moves, and also the consolidation has been more like a stock, and that's why these are crypto projects. They are not truly those decentralized tokens how they behave. So here we see clear buying support, maybe from investors or the foundation, whatever, and it has taken support at 5 6 and now coming back. So therefore this is a good project to have and buy on corrections, but 50 is what we are seeing, 50-55 levels.
That's nice. Yeah, I always seen Chainlink as a very critical aspect of the entire crypto ecosystem.
Yeah,
That's
they have been innovating. Yes, yes, good
yeah,
project.
absolutely. To the next one.
Next,
That's
yeah, the
Algorand.
last, yeah, last but not the least. Okay, truly,
True.
because Algorand is the project in which both our blockchain projects, Kaafila and Green Earth, are based, and for good reason. Algorand has the lowest transaction costs, one of the lowest, if not the lowest, and 100% uptime of the network and very good throughput in volumes. We haven't yet tested with our e-commerce system, Green Earth, but the reason why we selected Algorand was because of its low transaction costs, and they have been executing their project well. But Algorand had really, if you see the chart of all the cryptos we have seen, Algorand had probably the sharpest correction
Yeah.
from a high of nearly 3 to a low of below 10 cents. In fact, 9 was the base it has formed, 9 cents. So from $3, like Chainlink fell from 3 to 30.
Yeah.
Algorand fell from 3 to 9.
Yeah.
So 10. So that's like 95% plus correction. So you can imagine this is a log chart and it is corrected like this. So the correction is quite intense in Algorand. However, this is a project that we are actually using day in and day out as our work. So we see the project as a very good and fundamentally strong project. It's a very useful project in the blockchain, and
Yeah.
it's working well. So the project is working well, and therefore we have absolutely no reason to believe that this will not again go back and perform well when the markets recover. And so yes, Algorand, the minimum target is $1 when we take the next 2 years time frame, and actually that will make our work difficult, because as project developers we want Algorand to be at slightly lower price so that we can use that for our transactions and allocations. So Algorand running high too fast is actually not good as a project owner,
Yeah.
but good as an investor. So
That
but
is sort of counterintuitive to many people out there
yes,
who are.
yes,
Yeah.
because it takes about 0.25 0.22 to 0.25 algo to create each wallet for users, which we create on our own to give them. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
expense in creating wallets, but
So
the
on
Algorand project is good.
that side,
It's
it's
a positive.
also, I think, a good advice for people to, if you are interested in a project like this, to get your wallet now, right?
uh, Say again.
If you are, for example, interested in Algorand or one of these other projects, to make your wallet now, the price is still low to create your
Yeah, I
wallet.
mean, if one, yeah, create your wallet, basically one can go to Binance or any exchange and also hold
Yeah.
there. And on that topic, I would just say that given the observations of last 2 years, if you are holding in a centralized exchange, at least have two exchanges, not just one. I think that's very important. So,
Yeah.
like if
I think.
suppose many people have everything in Binance, we also have our project account with Binance, but we do have two other exchanges as well to keep the tokens. So those
Yeah.
on the exchanges. So it's just shows that having two places helps.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely wise advice. Because last year was very tricky, especially the start of last year, with exchanges falling over. But also
Yeah.
self custody is very useful
Yes.
in those situations.
Yes. So
Yeah,
Algorand is a very useful project. I can vouch for that as the actual developer of projects here, two of them, and here we see very similar to Cardano chart here actually, in
yeah,
terms of, so we see a retest of one is going to be a key level which looks far from here, but one is a target, and then one above one, two, and three are also again on. So a good upside available in Algorand as well.
well, I'm glad to hear that because I'm a big fan of Algorand. So
So with
we
that
ran.
we have
Sorry,
completed
go ahead.
10, we have completed our 10 tokens.
Yeah, thank you for that, Shankar. That was very illuminating. And again, this is not investing advice; it's not financial advice. But take it as you will. There are no guarantees in crypto or in tech. But for the long-term holders, for the people with a risk appetite, for the people who believe in crypto, it is
I,
interesting information.
I think the way to understand these crypto and blockchain projects is that if you study their, each of them is doing certain technology innovation. They're trying to solve some problems. Innovation is happening. Okay, so it, and it's just the tokens are a way to get participation, reward the communities at a global way, which you cannot do that easily in the past through a typical company structure. So tokens allow participation of community. Governance is much more widely possible through use of tokens. Involvement of users. So the tokens of a project, they play a lot of. That's why they call the project utility tokens, because they help in uh, running a global project with a vision that is at a global scale. But they're all doing some innovation, something which has not been done before, and there's always a risk that it may not work. That's why we say, we have technology risk, we have operational risk, and then we have the market risk. And I'm not even counting the legal or government or regulatory risk, which is also there in crypto. But so wide range of risks are there, and but then that's what innovation is about. It's something new that we are trying, and each project is trying to do something different and new. Many of them are succeeding, some of them will falter, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's part of the ecosystem. And yeah, I want to thank you again, Shankar, for being on Bitcoin Live and to talk about all these projects. We thought it would only take 20 minutes, but it was an hour. But it was worth the time. I learned a lot. Like I said, I'm not a trader in any sense of the word. I simply don't have the time. I would love to be, but having you on and other people that we know, who we closely follow, it helps sort of make sense of quite volatile and extreme market conditions for everybody, even for people in crypto. It can be quite quite awesome sometimes what happens.
Yeah. Well, thanks very much for having me on the show today, and I wish you and all the viewers and followers of your channel a happy new year. And yeah, we'll see you again in the next call.
Thank you, Shankar, and to everybody watching, take care and see you soon.
Bye.